So I'm here today at Uncommon SF with Erin. We're going to sit down today and chat about her origin story, how she got here to San Francisco and a little bit more. So stick around. But, what brought you to the city here?
So I'm from the East Bay. Out there, moved to Santa Cruz, and then from Santa Cruz, moved down to Santa Barbara. I was there for college, stayed there for a couple years after, and yeah, while I was down there, I was living in Isla Vista, which is a really fun place to live. Was living in a really famous house. It was a dome house. It was like a giant circle, like a big, just giant dome. And I lived there with like 8 other girls. And we would have just a ton of garage sales and pop ups. And me and my best friend, Kate, we were like, hey, we're like really good at selling clothes. We should just like start selling more clothes and do pop-ups. So yeah, we were just hosting a lot of events like in our house, and then started branching out into the community and doing pop-ups in like coffee shops and at bars and just like around Ivy in Santa Barbara. And then stayed down there for a while, and then it was COVID, and started just selling on Instagram, doing like story sales and stuff. And it was just a fun way to curate outfits and still be able to be thrifting all the time during COVID, like wearing gloves and
Right.
a mask and whatever, going to all the thrift stores, driving around like everywhere, going to estate sales, garage sales. Started selling on Instagram during COVID, and then stayed in Santa Barbara for a little bit longer, and then eventually moved back up to the Bay Area, landed in San Francisco, and just this shop, kind of the space just kind of presented itself to me. I decided to do it. I never really had plans of opening a shop. I just like loved curating things and selling clothes, obviously other little trinkets and stuff, but yeah, it just kind of happened.
Brought you to be in a brick and mortar space.
Right. Yeah, I guess it was like not wanting to be in other people's spaces,
Right.
and just wanting to do my own thing. And I was really tired of doing pop-ups all the time. Just like, even though I love pop-ups in general,
Right.
but it is a lot of work to pack your car and to construct it and then be on site for, 10 hours and then break it down and,
Totally.
Put it all away. I think I just wanted my own space. I could just close the door and open it up. I started, and it does feel like it's like really mine, and I can do whatever I want in the space. I can host other people and like kind of foster other people's pop-up blossoming. Like other people like did that for me,
Right.
Especially in Santa Barbara.
What was day one like for you? Like, what was that first day? I want to start doing this.
Yeah, well, I've been thrifting for like my whole life because my mom is like such a digger. She loves to thrift. She is a really talented seamstress and upholsterer, and she's just really talented. And I was always going to thrift stores with her. She's always like picking stuff up on the side of the road, throwing it in her car, like fixing it. And yeah, I've just always kind of been like a bit of a scavenger. And so then when I met my best friend Kate, and we were living together in a room with like 3 people, we just like would thrift all the time. And that's kind of how it started. I think we had a garage sale where we probably made like something that felt like a lot of money. Like maybe we made like $300, and we were like, holy shit, we need to keep doing this. This is so much money. I mean, Kate has really cool style. She's a super like creative dresser. And so I feel like I was really inspired by her too. And yeah, we would just thrift all the time. And then I don't know how it started exactly, but I think one day I was like, I'm just gonna like make an Instagram for it and just start posting the clothes that we get on there. We would just do these massive hauls and just post everything on Instagram. And it just kind of started like picking up, and IV is kind of the perfect place to do it because it's full of young girls who love to shop. Like I was a young girl who loved to shop, so
agreed.
I was like feeding it to my community, and I was that community. So yeah, it just was really easy in the beginning, and like it was just very community oriented. A lot of like all of our roommates would jump in, and yeah, just like a lot of community events. And I feel like once I made the Instagram, I was pretty like committed to it. I don't think there was never a time where I ever really considered not doing it anymore. Like it just kind of became, I was like, well, I'm not going to stop, sourcing things. So like, what am I going to do with all of it? I have to keep selling it.
Right.
So it just kind of turned into just like constant turnover. And then, yeah, even like once Kate and I didn't live together anymore because she stayed in Santa Barbara, I moved up here. It was just like, just kept going with it.
The ball just kept rolling and rolling. That's awesome. Has Uncommon always been Uncommon SF, or has it evolved from one phase to the next?
We started as Uncommon Thrifts. So it was like very tailored towards just like thrifting and thrifted clothing. And then when I moved up to the Bay, I knew, especially, so I started working as a stylist, an interior stylist. So I do a lot of staging and like decorating of the interiors of homes and a lot of sourcing furniture and all of that for people. I'm like, well, my curation steps outside of the bounds of like thrifting. Like, it's like bigger than that, and it's not just like thrifted clothing. It's like just curated whatever, whether it's like furniture or books or, you know, vases or anything else, you know. So I just wanted something that was like more encompassing, and I think I wanted to just go by Uncommon, especially when I was registering my business. I was like, I just want to be Uncommon, and that's it. You have to like guess what it is.
Well, it's something that encompasses what is not common in everybody's life.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah, it was not available just to do Uncommon. So I was like, I'll just do Uncommon SF, even though it felt like a little bit like putting boundaries on myself in terms of like, okay, maybe I want to grow, or maybe I won't always be in San Francisco. And then I just came to the realization that wherever I go, I can change the after. It can be like Uncommon wherever, or like, you know, it can always like shift. But just for like legal purposes, it's Uncommon SF.
What neighborhood are you in here? This is the
Richmond.
The Richmond district. So what makes you so centric to this location in this area?
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like I have a style and a vibe, but it's almost like, and my mom always gets really mad at me when I say this, because she's like, you need to like sell anything and everything. I'm like, no, that's not how you like build a brand. So I feel like I only put things in here that I personally like which can be good and bad. Maybe bad when someone comes in here and they don't see something for themselves, but it's almost like I'm curating to someone who has like the same interests as me, like
the tailored eye,
very tailored, and just like, it's okay if you don't find anything you like, you know. There are other shops out there that maybe you'll find something. I mean, I welcome everybody. Everyone's welcome here, and I hope that they find something they like. But yeah, just kind of curating. I'd say it's very like California meets Americana meets mid-century meets coastal. Like, it's kind of a mix of all of those things, which I think is really rooted in my upbringing and my interests. It's just like very, I would say, like epitome of like California and Bay Area and San Francisco.
I feel that immediately when I walk in. Just the whole vibe, the splash wall. This is another level. Like, you have the full circle. How do you curate furniture?
I just base it off of the stuff that I personally like. I think that I've been obsessed with furniture for a long time. Also, my mom's obsessed with furniture, so I feel like she passed that gene on to me.
It's a good gene.
Yeah. I do a lot of hunting for furniture. It's such a hustle, like more so than clothing, I would say, because people really jump on the opportunity to buy furniture that's worth something, especially if it's like an antique or it's vintage, especially if it's mid-century, and especially if it's like chrome and leather. It's like the first thing on Facebook Marketplace. It's definitely a hustle to just stay on top of it. You just need to keep your eye out all the time. And I think that it's the most satisfying thing to sell. It's like giving somebody a piece that's gonna be with them for like probably a really long time, if not for the rest of their lives, because it's really valuable and it is well made because it's vintage.
Slow fashion for furniture. I mean, what would you say like the difference of quality would be?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's definitely better quality than the stuff that's being mass produced now. I think also the time, like say we're sourcing things from like the 60s, I mean up until the 90s, I think that the attitude towards furniture itself was better. So I think it made people take care of their stuff better too. So like, for example, you go into an estate sale of someone's house and their furniture is in such good condition and it was made well, yes, but also there was like more respect for it because you don't just like toss it and get
Right.
another one. You're like taking care of it, or maybe you're getting it reupholstered or you're refinishing it or whatever. So I just think people valued their stuff more then. And so I think that passing those things on, people still kind of hold that value with them.
How do you curate future rooms? Do you create like, you mentioned your lookbook. Also, do you put together like manifestation boards, or how do you pre-plan
Yeah.
styling?
Honestly, you mean for work or?
Yes, either way,
Yeah.
like, or, what gets your mind going?
Yeah.
What's like, something that you think about to get the color scheme, or
Yeah.
however you generate,
Totally.
your art.
Yeah. I don't know, honestly, because I don't.
It's natural. She's a natural.
Totally. I don't know. I think that, like, I mean, obviously social media has a big impact on
Totally.
that. But for work, I go into so many people's houses like
Wow.
every week, and I'm inspired by a lot of them. I'm inspired by a lot of like architecture. I'm inspired by like, being able to blend styles into one house that maybe, oh, it's reading like you're supposed to put this in there, but what if you put this style in there? Like just kind of being able to make spaces more like malleable. And I'm able in my job to play with a lot of different combinations and colors and all of that. I think that that's definitely contributed to me deciding what my style is and the kinds of things that I like for my own personal space.
What drove you to doing your lookbook?
Yeah. Well, first I'll shout out Alex Chapman, Courtney Fisher, and all the models that modeled, and the photographer Cami Toa who did the lookbook. But I don't know. I just like wanted to showcase all of the clothes that I had in. I'd never done like a seasonal lookbook, and I've noticed that, like, companies forever have sent out like a magazine, Free People or like whoever, they're sending out like, oh, this is like what we're doing this season. And I don't think a lot of people pay attention to like the physical thing anymore, and neither did I. But I did a photo shoot and with a bunch of my friends, and we had so many photos. And I was just thinking, like, what are we supposed to do with these photos? Because after they're posted on social media and people see them 5 times, like, then what? And they're so cool and the quality was so great. And like, I take a lot of like, I always have disposable cameras with me. So I'm just like always like shooting random pictures in the shop. And it's like a moment in time that I feel like won't stay forever on social media, right? But you like want to do something with those photos. So that, I guess, is kind of where the lookbook came from.
And so are you going to be releasing that, or what is in store?
Yeah, it's actually been out already. Okay. It's just like a free lookbook that I've just been giving out. Yeah. And Alex Chapman, he did the graphic design for it, and he used like a scanner that you can scan. It's like literally this big, and you can like put it on a piece of material. Like I could scan this skirt right now, and then he's like using it as the background of the page. So he was scanning the clothing that the models were wearing in it, and then it's like the background. So it's really cool. Very creative of him. But anyways, yeah, so I actually only have 2 left.
So you guys better come out here to our shop and get them.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Any events in the future, the summer? What does the summer look like for you?
There are a few things coming up. Just pop-ups. Yeah, I've been popping up at Arcana, which is a local wine bar in the Mission.
I wanted to go to that one.
Yeah, so we have them like every quarter pretty much. One in April, another one in July. I've collaborated with my friend David and Nate, and we are Club Natural. So it's just like going to a natural wine bar, popping up. They do the music, like vinyl side, and then I do like the clothing and the vendor curation. So we have other vendors with us.
Who inspired you to get into, the uncommon and your everyday that you have now?
Mm-hmm. Definitely my mom has inspired me a lot. Just like her tactics of being sustainable and reusing things and kind of seeing like old items and knowing that they're not like doomed. Definitely inspiring. We have different styles for sure. But yeah, she definitely inspires me to just like keep digging.
Love that.
Yeah.
And that's honestly a motto: keep digging.
Keep digging.
Right?
Yeah.
Not swimming, but digging.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know what treasures you're
Yeah.
gonna find.
Yeah.
I mean, and thank you so much for your time today. And I hope everybody got to know Erin a little bit more and come and see her shop. It's very special. There's a lot more depth to it than just walking in and shopping here. So thank y'all, and signing out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.